Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, everybody, we are live, or hopefully we are live. Welcome back to another Friday night live stream here at Christ-Centered Ironworks. So glad to have everybody in the shop this evening. I hope you are taking a break, a little bit of a reprieve from all this nice heat that we have this summer, and are ready to kick your feet up in an easy chair and lay in the coolie and watch me sweat it out. I would say to the oldies, but we're not playing any music. So, but yeah, so I got a lot in store for tonight. Tonight, as you know, is our second live stream of the month, which means it's a giveaway live stream. So we're going to be giving away a Holland anvil Swage block provided to us by them. They gave us a great deal on their Swage blocks this year, so we could give away 12 free Swage blocks. So we're going to be doing that this evening. Also, we're going to be giving away a pair of tom tongs from Blacksmithsupply.com. They partnered with us this year as well to give us some great tools, really nice tongs to give away. So we're going to be giving some of those away. They've also really outdone themselves in other ways as well, sending me tooling for the fly press. So we'll get into that later on some videos that you guys could be expecting around that. We will also be giving away a hammer as well. This hammer is like a 1 3/4 pound hammer, and it's a cross peen, so we'll be giving away this. This, I believe, is made by Nathan Robertson. I believe that's who it's made by. It's whichever the guy is who sells them through Ken's Custom Iron. So we'll be giving away a pair of those, and then we will also be giving away a pair of basically scrolling tong blanks. We'll be giving away a set of those as well. So that's a lot of giveaway items. A lot of giveaway items, a lot of big dollar items. So thank you all for your support. I'll just say that right up front to all those who've been supporting us with memberships, all those that have been supporting us, all the supporters that have supported us with great giveaway items that we can give away. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you. Thank you very much. Basically, that's it for the beginning spew of things. I'll have Jessica rattle off some names here, see who we have in the forge.
Sure.
And we'll get on to the project for tonight.
We have Rowan Maxwell, Down Under Farm and Forge, Zabu,
Hello, hello.
Lockhammer, Tim Cunningham, Robert Lannis, Michael Wood.
Welcome, welcome.
Farm and HVAC, Rusty Hubcap Forge.
Alan, good to see you.
Stephen Watkins, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, howdy from Minion Smithy. Happy Swage Block Friday. Thumbs up.
Yeah, happy Swage Block Friday. Can't ask for better than that, huh? So thank you for the $5 super chat, sir. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. So, all right. So, project for tonight. Let's get into it. We'll go to camera number 2 real quick, Jess.
All right.
Set my little apple down here, my lunch, but dinner. So we're going to continue on our process of this viney tail pot rack, basically. This really organic pot rack that we started, I don't know, what, 3 streams ago? 2 or 3 streams ago?
Yeah, something like that.
It was. Well, we've taken a break from it for at least 1 stream, I know that. So it's been about 2 streams ago we started this process, making the vines on the end, setting in the places where we're going to mount it to the wall, and then we've got to bend this up still yet. But before we do that, we're going to work on our support arm. The support arm, that's what we're going to focus on tonight. That actually comes down and makes a T on this, and this is what holds the weight, or helps hold the weight of the pots, if you will. So 3 points of contact on the wall, and it should really help out a great deal by having this in here. So we're going to work on this portion tonight. As you can see, I've already done some pre-drawing out, and I don't know if they can see that cut or not. Can they see that?
Yeah. Yep.
I've already split this for a length of about 8 inches. So I drew this out, arbitrary amount. It doesn't matter how far you draw it out, but I drew it out roughly about 8 inches, and then I sawed it in half for about 8 inches. This is just, by the way, if you're looking at this, when you take out that tail out towards the end, it's about the same amount as we had for the finial. and it should come up to just over half. So about 2/3 of your intended length here. That works out to a really nice arc and you know, a really nice support that doesn't look too long and doesn't look too short, right? So that's what we'll be working on this evening, and then we might even do a couple little viney S-hooks to go with it. We won't have it finished up in this live stream. We'll wait to do that until the next live stream where we'll do all the finish up work and get it all assembled and things like that. But we're going to get as far along as possible on it. So it's going to be a lot of drawing out, a lot of viney type stuff, playing around with it, getting some curls and stuff, and lots of giveaway items. Pretty exciting, huh?
Yes, it is indeed.
All right. So, anything else?
Oh, just a couple of comments being made about hammers. Somebody was asking how they might expand their hammer collection. Somebody else was mentioning
buy more hammers.
Yeah, go into garage sales.
Yeah.
Definitely one way. Also, Trucker Geek says, when taking blacksmith class at Tillers International, the instructor took away my 2.5-pound hammer and replaced it with a 1-pound hammer, and I did much better after that.
And who is this?
Trucker Geek.
Trucker Geek. All right. So, yep. Sometimes going down with a lighter hammer really helps out. No. Yeah. So I'll share with you all a quick story, and we'll get this metal in and start getting it hot. We're going to work on the split end first. So go ahead and slip that in there, and we'll start getting that warmed up. But while we do that, I'll go ahead and start on a little bit of a story here. We can go to camera number 2. So just want to show you guys my first ever pocket knife that I had. So this is my real live pocket knife that I was able to purchase for my birthday. Cost me a whopping $7, $7 whole. And I actually went to a flea market with my grandpa, my late grandpa, and he's since passed now, but he's like, every boy needs a pocket knife, a good pocket knife. And so we basically went to a flea market on my birthday, and I was allowed to pick this little beauty up. And so it's apple season here in northern Michigan, or it's really close to being full apple season. And we can go back to camera number 1, Jess. And so with that, just picking apples and picking up a lot of the drop apples and things that way that aren't going to make it until, full ripeness and stuff, just kind of remind me, I broke out this pocket knife. I don't carry this knife on me all the time. In fact, it spends a good portion of its life, in a, well, frankly, it spends a good portion of its life in a box, right? Like a little treasure box, if you will. And, but just bringing this out this season, it was interesting to me, all those memories of my grandpa and times I spent with him whittling wood on the front porch of his place and doing things like this. Especially my grandma and grandpa, they had an apple orchard, and I got to help them pick up apples as a kid and turn them into jellies and jams and sell them and things like that. And it was an interesting bit of memorabilia. So I've also am wearing a hat tonight that was my grandpa's favorite hat to wear. And we'll go down to camera number 2, let everybody read that there. But tonight's kind of like a nice little memory stream about my grandpa. Friends don't let friends drive Fords. No, I'm sure that will start quite the controversial debate down there in the comment section. But my grandpa was a very staunch Chevy man. And my dad, my grandpa's son, was very much a Ford guy. So so they would always get together and have a go at one another about it being, which one was better, Ford or Chevy. Anyways, idle ramblings. It's fun to remember things like that, people who've had a big impact on your life and have gone on. And yeah, it's just been kind of a couple weeks of that for me, really. I don't know what everybody else has been up to these past couple weeks, but we've been doing apples and getting ready for apple cider and making some apple cider and stuff like that. And yeah.
Stamper Knife says, we make apple butter here in Tennessee.
Ooh-wee.
Useless IT Guy says, some of my best memories are helping my grandmother make homemade applesauce from our apple trees.
Yep. That's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of neat, you know, it's one of those reasons why we should all take a little bit of time, you know, to acknowledge those around us and spend time with our grandparents and spend time with our, you know, if you have them, great grandparents, and, you know, build memories. Take time to build memories with your kids, build memories with your family, even if they're small memories. Even if it's you don't have an apple tree and you want to go just make some, I don't know, figure it out, look it up on YouTube, make some apple preserves with your kids at home, right? And go out and buy you a bag of apples from the grocery store, right? But just building up some of those memories, you never know how long those memories will persist. You know, bring a tear to the eye of the person that got to spend that time with you. And really take really good, how do I say it? I'm kind of having a struggle in finding the right words for it. Take the time to smell the roses, right? Like that's kind of thing. To stop and acknowledge life isn't just about what you're doing right there at that moment in time, and that you can actually sow into something bigger than yourself. With something as simple as taking a boy to a flea market to get a $7 pocket knife. So it can have a big impact and big change. Good stories over there?
Yes, there's a lot of acronyms for Ford and
for what?
Stuff like that, like 4 different acronyms, F-O-R-D, found on Road Dead.
Yeah.
F-O-R-D.
Yeah, I'm sure that was going to happen. All right, let's go to the anvil cam, babe.
All right.
Okay, first things first, we need to open up this split. It'll be fairly easy to do. I'm just going to use my hardy tool at the anvil. Just use it to kind of start prying it apart. It's not too hard. I drew this out to begin with and partially round just to save hammer work later once I've gotten to this step. So I'm going to bend these back out of the way a little bit, and I'm going to get this part hot, this portion right here really hot, and I'm going to drive that down into the anvil face in order to get it as flat out across there as possible. Later on we'll forge that back, but we need to get that saw cut out of there and be able to actually forge these down round. Otherwise they're not going to look very vine-like. You'll have one weird flat spot there where you saw cut it, which isn't very attractive.
See, we have a question here from Aaron Stemple, who says he's new to smithing, looking to upgrade from a coal forge to a 4-burner forge. What size gas tank should I get? Grill size, 250, or something in between?
So, it's not an upgrade. It's a sidestep. Just want to put that out there. Coal forge, gas forge, neither one's superior. It's a preference of choice, and it needs to fit your job. If you're running a 4-burner gas forge, most likely you need to heat something long or longer work. In order to run a 4-burner effectively, I don't know what your burners are, don't know what they are, but you're going to want at least a 100-pound cylinder. And you'll probably have to twin them at some point if you're hoping to do really long heats that are like welding up close to welding heat with them. Again, depends on your burners. If you have really efficient burners, you might be able to get away with, you know, just one single 100-pound tank. If they're really inefficient and cheap burners, You might even have to twin a 100-pound cylinder. So hopefully that answers that question, but congratulations on getting started. What's up?
Down Under Farm and Forge says, wow, 4 burners is huge.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, were you going to comment?
Yeah, I was going to comment
okay,
real quick.
Go ahead.
So a little lesser known thing about gas forges, especially if you're just getting started out with them. If you're in a position where you have to have a gas forge, or you're doing some sort of production work, or you're doing some sort of long work, or whatever, a whole host of other reasons why you would want a gas forge, there is zero, and I do mean zero, one-size-fits-all forges. There's not. They are either too big for your work or too small for your work, usually. And you have to have, generally in my experience, it's multiples of them. Otherwise, you're less efficient. You're going to be burning a lot of gas to heat up a lot of space you don't need, or it'll be the opposite of that, right? You won't have enough space to heat up the thing that you need, right? And the reason for that being is gas forges are generally built in mind. Now, there's some general types out there, but they're generally built in mind of what you're going to be producing out of them. They're not all-around items, not like a coal forge. A coal forge, I can go from heating this to a 30-pound hammer billet, to working 1/4-inch round stock, to big flat plate work, to skillets, to you name it, gates, grill sections, you name it can go in there. I can forge weld in it, all by reshaping my fire. But just like how I have to reshape my fire here, in a gas forge, you have to reshape the size and dimensions of your gas forge to efficiently fit the work that you're working on. So as a newbie or as a beginner, it's a common thing to think that, well, this is the last thing I'll ever have to buy. I buy this gas forge and it will do it all. It won't. So 4 burners aren't superior to 2 burners. It's just a longer heating chamber, right? So if you're wanting to make a bunch of little 1/4-inch S-hooks, 4 burners is overkill, and in fact it just consumes way too much propane for the same amount of time that you could have done with a 1 burner, right? So you have to size your forge based upon your need. If you're doing production work, like my forge, it's a Menkel 3-burner gas forge. It's forced air, it's not Venturi, or naturally aspirated, and so therefore I can put 5-6 hammer billets in that forge and bring them all up to temperature. Or I could put a very large, it's a 3-sided open forge, that's why I bought it, to put a very large scroll, get a lot of scrolling done in that gas forge in multiple bars. So again, I bought it for my purposes and what I need. Now when I need to do small stuff like this, I don't go to the gas forge. It's not my thing of choice, if you will. But when I make a skillet, or if I'm making, a lot of bowls, which I did do at one time, they all go in that big gas forge because it heats it more efficiently, and I can stack more of them in there at one time than what I can do with the coal forge. So let's go to the anvil real quick, Jess, and I'll take some more questions or comments.
All right.
All right. Good and hot.
Question from City Girl Country Heart says, Roy, what has been your favorite thing to forge?
Oh, well, I can honestly say probably my favorite thing as of right now to forge has been my Baroque sign bracket that I made for the BAM conference. That's been my favorite. Just because it embodies the work that I love to do. There we go.
Jeffrey Redinger says, I've heard about needing 1 pound of quenching oil per pound. Do you know what that means?
Maybe per pound of steel. I don't see 1 pound of quenchant oil. Is it 1 pound of quenchant oil?
Yeah. per pound.
That doesn't make sense. If you did that per pound of steel, it would boil over and boil out and evaporate. I don't think that's... I don't know what that would be referencing, to be honest with you.
David Redenor says, super brand new to forging. In fact, just fired up for the first time today. Have a coal forge. I was suggested to use feed corn since it's abundant in the Midwest. What are your thoughts?
So, what was his name?
I just
Brandon?
scrolled away. I believe so, yeah.
Is it Brandon? Okay. Well, first of all, welcome to the craft. Great to have you. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you subscribe, stick around, and enjoy a lot of the content we have. So to answer your question, I don't have an opinion on feed corn. The reason why I don't have an opinion on feed corn is because I don't use feed corn. I've always been spoiled with having coal or coke available to me. So that's what I suggest. Good, soft coal or bituminous coal, that's what I suggest you get your hands on. Or if you can, get metallurgical or met coke, if you can, to forge out of. You're going to have a really good experience that way. It would be my assumption the corn, although it may be readily accessible and available, it is not going to put out the heat into the material or the steel that you need in comparison to like even charcoal. Even charcoal is going to be able to do it. It's going to put off a big flame, sure. When you burn corn or you burn any grain, it's going to put off a big tall flame, but that doesn't necessarily translate to intense localized heat that you need for smithing. So I've never tried it. Those are just my guesses. Again, I'm sure there's somebody probably disagreeing with me in the comment section and say they use it all the time and it's fine. So ask the powers that be in the comment section there. That'd be good. Let's go back to the anvil, Jess.
All right.
Okay, we'll start curving these back a little bit, one at a time, and we'll forge these out.
And Jeffrey said he meant 1 gallon per pound of quenchant.
What is it?
1 gallon per pound.
That sounds a lot more like it.
Yeah.
But 1 pound of quench oil is not a lot. All right, that's black. Need to stop hitting it. So we're going to work one leg at a time. That way we can control our heat and we don't make the other leg get hot and frazzled. We don't want it to stress crack on us.
Keith Miller, thank you for the $20 super chat. He says, happy Friday, everyone. Looking forward to all the Roy Rants and Jessica Johns.
Right on, Heath. Thank you so much. Yeah, I could start with one.
Oh, they already counted as the 4-burner one as your first Roy
They did
rant.
the what?
They said the 4-burner one was already your first Roy rant.
Oh, that's not a rant. That's just truth. Undeniable, factual truth. Undisputable truth. Which is a funny word, by the way, undisputable. Like, that assumes that no one's going to ever dispute you on it.
Uh-huh.
It's just by you saying it's undisputable literally means it's disputable.
It makes somebody want to dispute it.
It makes somebody wants to dispute it.
It just begs for it.
It just begs. No.
Question here from Trucker Geek says, the covering that Roy has on his legs, what are they called and does he find them effective? I recently had my pants catch fire.
Well, this fine ensemble is called a cowhide leather lap apron. I suggest you get it. So your pants don't catch fire. I've got a fancier version of these that are, custom made. I've been wearing these all day, so I just left them on for the stream instead of switching to my other apron, my demonstration pants, if you will. So, but yeah, they really do save your pants a lot of grief. There's a ton of people who don't want to wear aprons just because they think it makes them too hot or kind of pointless because they wear skirts or shorts. But yeah, that's right. Little side dig there at all you kilt wearers. But they really do keep down on the dirt and grime. And I've always been one to, like, if I get something on my hands, I do that. And so my pants used to get just nasty.
He only wears black
Absolute
now, basically.
nasty. Yeah, and I only wear black now, so.
We got rid of white in the house, like just no.
Yeah.
Even the towels, dark blue.
Let's go to the anvil, Jess.
All right. Terry's text says, any advice for a good place to find anvils?
Online, they're everywhere. Anymore, it used to be a problem to find an anvil. Now it's just a problem of how much do you want to spend. If you're trying to look for cheap, they don't exist. You just have to get lucky and find somebody who's got one, who doesn't mind parting with it for next to nothing. But when I first started getting into blacksmithing, it was very difficult to find anvils. There wasn't as many online. There wasn't all these options that you have now. There wasn't all these companies producing them that you have now. But you want to get a good cheap anvil, I can highly recommend the Chios that you can find online. They're like 130 bucks shipped for a 66-pound anvil.
Yeah, it's right behind him with
Right
the gloves
behind me
on
there.
top.
Little double horn. Then they're only like $300-400 bucks for their 140 pounder or whatever. So dirt cheap as far as anvils go. Now, are they the best anvil in the world? No, but you're not paying best anvil in the world prices either. So, but yeah, go online and search anywhere on the net. They're out there.
Yep. Mill Run Forge says, I'm 15, just started forging last year and want to get a certification. How do I go about doing that?
Well, if you're trying to get a certification in forging, the best thing that I know of would be Hertford's College in England. I don't think that there's any programs here in the United States that I am aware of that certify anybody as a blacksmith.
At a college level.
At a college level or anything like that. Of course, you can take classes here with well-known smiths, things like that, and learn that way. And sometimes there's certificates of completion that comes with classes like that. But as a general rule, we haven't really adopted a peer-to-peer system here in America. Go back to the anvil.
All right. SR Haggard said, is there a recommended coal forge for newbies?
A recommended coal forge for newbies, huh? Not really. Just get a good coal forge and go with it. Whatever you can get your hands on. You know, in the game of blacksmithing tools, there's a bit of a problem right now, okay? There's a lot of interest, and because of that, a lot of the good old antique forges get, you know, basically bought up as soon as they're available, for the most part, by antiques, collectors, and people who are trying to resell. So you go to an auction and you see this coal forge and you think, oh man, maybe I'll get lucky and no one here will know what that is. Thanks, Forged in Fire. Everybody knows what that thing is, and everybody bids on it because they think it's worth a mint, right? And so where you used to be able to pick up a coal forge for $100, you know, maybe a couple $100, because gas forges became a fad and they became a thing and readily available, so everybody wanted gas forges. And they were like, I won't ever need this coal forge. Let's get rid of it. Those days are kind of behind us now. So there's this little thing where people think, oh, I want to find something cheap or something that's available. Well, what's filled that cheap market space is forges that will make you very inefficient. The pots aren't designed right. They need to be clayed. They need a lot of extra work that you have to put into them in order to make them work right. And at that point, you're just better off kind of building your own versus purchasing some of these ready-made little coal forges out there. Now, there's some really good makers of them, but the makers, they're asking $600+ for a coal forge. So you kind of just have to spin the dime when it comes to that if you want a coal forge, something like what I've got here. You can do this blacksmithing stuff with a hairdryer and a dirt hole in the ground, right? So you don't necessarily have to spend crazy amounts of money. But if you want to be up here with a good proper forge that's sitting up high and, you know, things like this, with a big nice hand crank blower on it or electric blower, you're going to have to spend the dime when it comes to that right now, unfortunately. There will come a time where the prices will dip again and you'll be able to get stuff up reasonable. But if you're really itching and you're just wanting to get into it, get yourself a spade shovel, chomp you a hole in the ground, stick you a pipe in there and blow a hairdryer in it. Throw your coal in that hole and your metal over the top of it, and you can get started right there for the cost of your wife's hairdryer.
Yeah, we actually have, that was one of our first videos. We did some primitive forging, like I think it was one of the first 10 videos we ever posted.
Yeah.
A little bit of primitive forging.
And when I say that, right, people oftentimes misconstrue, or they'll try to encourage too much towards that way. Well, all you need is a hole in the ground. That's all you ever need. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Standing upright on your own two legs is nice to have a nice coal forge here. It's nice to have a for real blower that puts out the right amount of air. It's nice to have the bells and whistles of the forge. There's a reason why we've progressed in humanity over the last 12,000 years to, I don't know, have equipment, right, in the forging and not take and just always do it in a dirt cup in the ground, right? There's a reason why we've progressed in humanity and in forging to that point. So that's where I like to say it's to a point, right? It's to get you started into it until you can afford to do more. If you decide you like it, great. If you're just getting started, do it as cheaply as you can. Because no need in soaking thousands or tens of thousands of dollars into a craft or a trade that you have no interest in 2 months' time. Let's go to the anvil, Jess.
All right.
All right. Since it's being a half moon shape, it does present a couple interesting forging issues. It'll have a tendency to want to rack or twist on you. So you do have to fight that a little bit as you hammer this down and forge this material out.
Almost looks like a meat fork.
It does, don't it?
Uh-huh.
All right. Now these don't have, unlike a meat fork, these don't have to be any specific length. One could be a little longer than the other. These are going to be a vine. So that's the benefit of them being a vine. One can be a little longer, one can be a little shorter. Perfectly all right. That's called organic blacksmithing. Questions?
Sure. I saw one about a fly press. Let me go to that one.
Whoa.
Whoa. M. Howcroft 2 says, I have an opportunity to purchase a 3-ton fly press. I've been trying to figure out if that is big enough for what I do. I only use an anvil and hand hammer to make everything I make now. What are your thoughts?
Okay, well, first off, you have to know what you want to do it for. A 3-ton fly press, if you're trying to get into making like hammerheads or something, or like big billets or larger billets of like Damascus or something, isn't going to cut it. But if you're trying to use it for like chisel work, line work, punching holes in reasonable size bar stock, say inch and under size bar stock, 3 tons is probably going to work out just fine, I would imagine. You might have to throw a little bit more oomph into it when you throw that handle on the fly press, but that will probably work out perfectly all right for those sort of things. There's a lot you can do with them. So reduce the surface area of contact. So put in like really tight fuller dies on it, and you take little bites on bigger bits of steel, and you can draw stuff out that way, and it can be handy. So if it's for a good price, you won't regret buying it, and I'm sure you can find something to do with it at some point in time. This one back here is a 6-ton fly press. So the one behind me here, see it? Mm-hmm. Boom. Can they see that?
Yeah.
So that's a 6-ton fly press right there. And I've got some videos coming out where I forged a complete hammer underneath that. So, you know, and that's a solid 2 inches, 2 inches round, 1045 underneath it. And it handled it no problem. So, questions, comments, complaints, concerns?
Sure.
Go for it. All of the above.
Ryan Ferguson has finally caught one of these.
Awesome. Good to have you.
Coffee Studio says, I started with a brake drum and a blow dryer.
As is a lot of people's start point.
Homefront Forge says, thanks for doing so much live streaming, Roy. You've got me wanting to get my hammer back out again. Thanks.
Very welcome. Very welcome. I'm glad you found it handy and helpful. That is what I am here for.
Blockhammer says, just started using a coal forge after having my gas for the last year, and I'll always have coal now.
Cool. Glad to have another subscriber of coal. Likes to use coal.
Useless IT Guy says, Virginia Institute of Blacksmithing in Virginia has a certificate course that's at least acknowledged in Virginia.
Well, there you go. Move to Virginia. At some point, I'll mention this on that. At some point, this craft will transition back to some sort of foundational trade. There's already people like myself. I do it as a profession, so it's a trade for me as much as it was. It started as a hobby. Now it's my profession, and I care to do nice work for clients and, you know, things like that. But there's not really anything that's like, you couldn't necessarily Better Business Bureau me, like there's going to be, like, what category? I'm not a welder. I'm not a fabricator. There's not an actual trade position for somebody who does the type of work that I do with blacksmithing. So at some point, I'm sure there will be some form of regulation with stuff like this of forging, I would imagine, if you're going to be considered a business entity. And I imagine at some point it's going to go down that path, where if you wanted to get, say, hired on to work on some historical projects around the United States, you'll have to have some sort of certificate or something saying you actually know your stuff before you touch a 200-year-old, you know, wrought iron gate, right? Eventually, that's going to come about because of the mass amount of people getting into this great craft called blacksmithing. So hold your horses, it'll eventually be out there.
Ryan Ferguson says, I blacksmith at the Old Cowtown Museum in Wichita, Kansas. Love your videos.
Cool, glad to have you stopping in. Let's go to the anvil.
All right. Glad you could pop in.
Who's that?
Graham Pepper.
Graham, good to have you here, brother.
He said he changed jobs recently.
Well, I hope that's for the better.
Yeah, and he said he has the largest truck license available in Australia.
Very cool.
Mill Run Forge says, how long have you been forging?
I have been forging now for 13 years. Professionally for 10. So that's 1 decade.
Down Under Farm and Forge says it costs a lot of money to keep it flat and pointy, Roy.
It sure does cost a lot of money to keep it flat and pointy. Oh, you silly, silly knife makers. Ay, ay, ay.
Nick asks, what is the best way to practice forging?
Do it. I'm old school with my approach when it comes to the best practice. I think if you are beginning out right now, if you're in your forge listening to my voice, you should fire up your forge, you should stick some stock in, probably 1/2 inch material, and beat tapers on it. 1 inch tapers. Draw out a taper, cut it off. 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 Assess at 10 tapers and see how your progression has gotten across 10 tapers. Then, when you're done with that, do bends. Do upset 90-degree corners. Punch holes. Punch a hole in the bar, cut it off. Punch a hole in the bar, cut it off. Do not make a project. Don't get sashayed into anything else. Focus on your fundamentals. Keep doing it. Make upsets. Cut them off. Make another upset. Cut it off. Make another upset. Cut it off. Wash, rinse, repeat until you can see progression where you've gotten better and better and better as you go. That is the best way to self-teach yourself how to forge with fundamentals. All of forging, and I'll say this is another rant. I'm getting on a lot of good rants, and we should give away some stuff
We should.
before we get too far along here. All forging, every last thing there is to be done in blacksmithing, the thing I'm doing now, to chef knives, to skillets, to forging rainbows, I don't care. If it requires a hand hammer and heat to do, it all comes down to 7 basic fundamental forging exercises. So if you get good at those 7 basic forging exercises, those fundamental steps, those are your baby steps into the craft. If you master those, you can forge anything you like after that, and it will go a lot better for you. You bypass those, you never learn how to punch a hole in hot steel. It will inhibit you and hinder you later on. So, punching a hole in something that's 1/2 inch square is exactly the same in something that's 2 inch square. So if you hope to make hammers someday, start learning now with a hand punch how to punch a hole into something that's 1/2 inch square. Start now with that. Punch holes. Keep punching holes until you can do it in a heat. Keep punching holes, and then you'll be able to get there.
3 a.m. Forge asked if you'd please forge them a rainbow.
If I do what?
If you'd please forge them a rainbow.
Forge him a rainbow? I can do that for you. It won't be a colorful one, but I can forge you a rainbow. Let's go back to the anvil.
All right.
You all a bunch of silly guys. But that's why I love you. Just cleaning up my radiuses there. Drive this back down home. That's good enough. Using my anvil to my greatest effect. So there you have it. It's almost like a fork, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Frog gigging stick or something. So there we have it. There's those ends forged out. Those will now be ready to curly cue around our frame when we get the rest of our pot rack done. But now that those are finished, I'm going to flip it around here. I'm going to use basically our first giveaway item, these tom tongs. I'm going to use those to grip it right there in the pants. And now I can work on the other end without having to wait for this to cool down, and I don't have to try to grab this weird end. So I'm going to get that end hot, and we'll draw this out into the vine that it's going to be. And while that heats up, we're going to give a pair of tom tongs away.
Tom tongs. Tom tongs. Say it 10 times fast.
They're tom tongs. Tom tongs. Tom tongs. Tom tongs. Kind of like Wayne's World. Anyways, got a camera too?
Yep.
See, if she doesn't catch me there, then I'm busy looking at the main cam and not looking at the main cam. So there we go. These were provided to us completely free of charge by Blacksmith Supply. If you like these style tongs, they've got some really great deals over there on their website for those. Again, not a sponsor, but a big contributor and supporter of the channel and what we're doing here at Christ Center Ironworks. They wanted to just send us some of these for our giveaway items. So that's what we got. These are beautiful. They're professionally made. 100% ready to go. So if you've never been in the stream before, this is the way it works. I rattle the hammer, and when I come to a stop, Jessica's going to pick a random name out of the comment section, and yeah, they're going to get the tongs. So we go back to the main cam, Jess.
All right.
So one caveat, we're going to make it easier to find the commenter to pick by you have got to have the word tongs in your comment
That way we don't
in order
just
to be
pick
eligible
somebody
to
who
win.
wasn't
So it's
trying
got to
to
be
win.
tongs. I don't care what you say. It could just be tongs, tongs, tongs. It could be whatever you want. It just has to have the word tongs in there. That way we're not picking somebody up on a side conversation there. So,
Right, exactly.
which is kind of weird. We've been burnt in the past.
We
on
have
that.
done that a time
Like
or
somebody's
two.
like, wait a minute, I wasn't even trying. What are you doing? So make sure that doesn't get burnt. Turn down the heat a fuzz there. All right, we ready?
Yes, we are.
All right, are they commenting?
They are. I gave them an early heads up.
All right, let's rattle this hammer. Who do we have, Jess?
We have Pilot Forge with Tong.
Pilot Forge with tong. Congratulations, Pilot Forge. You won yourself a pair of 1/2-inch tom tongs provided by Blacksmith Supply. Again, thank you, blacksmithsupply.com, for providing that to us. So we'll go ahead and give, since I'm feeling generous.
Okay.
So here's another pair of tongs. We can go to camera number 2.
All right.
This is, just got to make sure I don't get too hot here. All right. Got to watch out for it. Okay. Ready, camera number 2?
Yes, we are.
So these are a pair of quick tongs that you could basically, you draw these out and these become scrolling tongs, if you will. We ended up purchasing these from Ken's Custom Iron to be able to flip around and give away. So thank you to all the super chatters and the channel members who make that possible. This is where your donations are going. So thank you so very much for supporting us in that way. So without further ado, let's draw for these, shall we? Go back to the main cam.
All right.
And go. This is for the scrolling tongs. Who do we have?
We have Home Front Forge with Tong Tong Tong.
Hey, Homefront Forge, congratulations. You've won the quick tongs there, quick scrolling tongs. Everybody who wins, get with us through the contact email down in the description, and we will get back to you probably the first part of next week. We will confirm that we got your, well, it might be later tonight maybe, but we will confirm, Jessica will confirm with you that we did get your contact info and your email and
Yep.
address and all that, so we can ship it out to you free of charge. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull this out because it's just good and hot.
All righty.
We at the anvil?
Yes.
I'm going to spend some time drawing out this point. I find it's nice to always draw the tip down to where you want to go, and then work the rest of the body of the material into that taper. And once it gets cold, stop hitting on it. There's no point in hitting it at this point, trying to continue to draw it out. We'll take another heat on it.
If you guys had questions, I know there's several I didn't get to read. Feel free to post them again until it gets our attention.
Yeah.
There had been several before the giveaway. Yes, Wiley, I am wearing my own lab mic. Yep, Roy and I have a set, so that way I don't have to switch between the audio. We got that several months ago.
So for all those that didn't win tongs, we still have a hammer to give away, and we still have the epic, very epic Holland Anvil Swage block to give away. We partnered up with Holland Anvil to get a discount on their Swage blocks this year. They were kind enough to provide that to make it possible. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do this without them, and to give away 12 free Swage blocks this year. So all these people that support us, all these companies that go out, show them your support by patronage. Write in the notes, say, hey, you know, I got I heard about you at Christ Center Ironworks. It makes them want to do more things like this with us, right? And give away more free stuff to people getting started out. You know, make your voice heard. You know, if you do purchase something, put there in the order notes why you're purchasing. You know, it just helps us out. It gives them a good record. We don't get any commission whatsoever, by the way. I want to make that very clear. If we ever get commissioned for anything, you'll know. But we don't get any commission. There's no kickbacks here, nothing like that. We just simply get the items either for free or reduced cost in order to give away and support the stream. So our support, our kickback comes from you all making that possible, right? It's a hand-to-mouth existence kind of thing, right? You guys support us. We pour that support into these type items and get them out there to you. And it's just, it's kind of a revolving wheel there, revolving door effect. So again, when I say thank you for your support, I really do mean it, because you're what's making it possible to give this stuff away to people. And there are people who genuinely, so far we really haven't had anybody as a bad actor. Knock on wood, I don't have, well, here, the scale brush I have. So far we haven't had really any bad actors per se end up winning and like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna go sell this thing over on Amazon now. No, it's all been guys who have just started up getting into forging, or maybe have been forging for a while, and this was like the next step on their journey. So again, you all are a part of that. So thank you. A great part of that.
Wayne Hines says, very awesome Swage block, a very useful money-making tool. Thank you, Metal Blueberries, Roy, Jess, and Holland Anvil.
Heck yeah, it is. Thank you. All right.
Let's see here. Nick says, any suggestions for finding cheap metal?
Cheap metal.
Yeah.
Not right now. No. If you find out, let me know, would you? If you find out where there's some cheap metal, give me a holler. Really, the only way you're going to find cheap metal now is if you luck into it. If you find a garage sale and somebody's, got a pile of scrap around back, or if you're lucky enough to have a scrap yard near you. That would be my suggestion for that. Sometimes you can get lucky, like if your pursuit is blade work or things of that nature, you can be real effective by going to like automotive places that work with cars all the time, right? And find leaf springs, coil springs, muffler stock, just different stuff like that. You could have good luck going to places like that, little out of the way places. But as far as just finding bulk steel for cheap, your best bet is to find a scrap yard that'll let you walk the lot. Anything above and beyond that, if it's brand new, you're just going to pay out through the nose for it. Ready?
Yep.
Get the anvil. Square all this up, get it all back in plane. There we have it. That's right around 7 inches. We need to draw it a little bit more, so it's about 8 inches long.
The Gaming Ham, aka Gordon Farmer, says, "Hey Roy and Jess, it's Gordon. Any tips on forging with copper pipe?"
Forging with copper pipe. So if you're trying to actually forge on the copper pipe, I've never really had to mess with that much. So it would be same rules as regular pipe would apply, I would assume, in that sort of scenario. When it comes to, if you're trying to work it into sheet material so you could do other things with it, cut the pipe first. Cut the pipe on one side and uncurl it and flatten it out into your sheet material and use it. Most pipe is hardened, or tubing. Most tubing and or pipe comes pre-hardened. It has a certain hardness value to it, and it comes in different grades. So you'll most likely need to heat it up and anneal it first before you do much else with it. Those are just some of my advices there. Good to see you, Gordon, by the way.
Down Under Farm and Forge says, "Where's the rounding hammer, Roy?" Laughy face.
Where it belongs, in somebody else's shop. Not this shop.
Terry's Tech, I think they commented several comments back that originally the Power Hammer video was the one that drew them to the channel, and they're asking, do you still have it and how is it performing?
Which power hammer?
The Da Vinci, I believe.
The Da Vinci. I do not have it. My brother has it. It still works and functions to this day. So it was a stepping stone power hammer, like it should be a stepping stone power hammer for everybody else. Go, anvil, Jess.
Yep.
The Da Vinci cam hammer, the Da Vinci power hammer, where I've done the revised version of it, those I made on a whim. I made the first one completely on a whim because I got tired of old men telling me that I would never get a power hammer unless I was willing to spend $3,000 to $4,000. So I said, to heck with that, I'm broke, I'm gonna make one. And that's what spawned those. Later on, I had so many people ask me about the thing, I decided to create plans for it. And then that's what spurned the plans out of it and really spurned me making all sorts of other hammers until I'm down to my main shop power hammer that I'm at today. So, which I still have and still works and still uses. So, if I would have had the shop that I have now, I probably would have kept all my power hammers. but I couldn't. I was in a shop. That was, if you see your picture window here, that was it. It was like a wall. On your phone, that would have been, I would have almost been able to touch my equipment on both sides of my shop. And it was about as far as it is from the back wall to the camera lens there that you're seeing now. So yeah, not a big shop. It was my big shop at the time, just a 12 by 20 building. So I did not have enough space to, you know, keep all the power hammers I built. As far as I know, the ones that I sold and the ones I gave away are still in use to this day. So they're meant to be adapted though, right? Like that was me using stuff I had on hand. That was me using some core principles of how power hammers function and mechanically work. Again, you may not have 4x4s. You might have 4x6s. Okay, we'll use 4x6s and just change a couple of your measurements, right? Things like that on hand.
Peter Engelbert says, it's about time to order Christmas ornament blanks. My tired old hammer arm appreciates that you offer them.
Very welcome, Pete. No.
Yeah, I actually spent
Go to the anvil?
Yep.
You there? What were you saying?
2 months ago, I went through and created a whole bunch of new designs. So last year we only had like 2 ornament designs, and this year we have 20. So I hope you'll be pleasantly surprised when you go over there, Pete.
Yep. Man, I tell you what, they do the trick for any craft fairs or sales that you're trying to do, or gifting items. They save so much work, so much sweat equity. Allows you to save your premium forging time for the things you actually want to do versus the cousin that you mildly like but still need to give them something on Christmas, right? It's one of those it's one of those things you kind of have to decide for yourself. Where do you want to be on that? Oh. All right, we're ready to turn that portion into a vine.
All right. Mill Run Forge says, do you charge by the hour or per the item?
I charge per the item generally, but my shop rate is $100 an hour, which is cheap. That's a shop rate. So what it works out to, when I say shop rate is everything. That's all overhead, that's all materials, everything. I charge $100 an hour shop rate on a project or a job. And again, that's dirt cheap. So I end up making like $12 an hour out of that a lot of times. Now, there are certain projects where I do better on, or I get more money on. Those projects, again, I make way more than $100 an hour. I might make $1,000 an hour on some of the projects I've done. Other ones not so, you know, so it kind of balances out, if you will. If you do an hourly thing, it's very hard to keep hours. You have got to be a way better smith than me, because hourly does not anticipate failures or redos or someone bugging you or someone showing up at your shop all of a sudden, you know, an uncle wanting to come by and say hi, right? Or something like that. It doesn't anticipate that. So if you try to run by a clock, like, okay, I'm clocking in, all right, I'm gonna work. You're gonna have unproductive time on a job just for the fact of what you do. There's going to be unproductive time. And then other times, you're gonna be, you're gonna be slamming, man. You knocked out 4 jobs in an 8-hour period. Or what it feels like. You might have had a lot of prep work prior, but you knocked out 4 jobs in an 8-hour period. So trying to gauge hourly is really hard in this industry. There's only a few things where, only a few very specific things you can get into in this industry and actually keep time as far as hourly is concerned. If you're hiring employees, that's different. You're hiring an employee, yeah, you're paying them by the hour, but that's not how you're getting the job done. You can't tell a customer, oh yeah, that's only an hour. What about your coffee break? What about your pee break? What about the fire time to get hot? What about the steel heating time? What about your forging, actual forging time? How about the finish time? How about the time you quoted the job? How about the email communications you had, right? Like everything else. That hour was 6 hours, right? And you're losing your shirt. So you can't really do that. So most blacksmiths charge per the job what it might be. And if you lose on hours, you lose on hours. If you gain on hours, you don't give any money back. You certainly don't give any money back. You just gained on hours. You're like, woohoo! Hey, I got that one in better time than I thought.
City Girl says, what has been the hardest thing that you've had to forge?
Lock. Like a 15th century door lock. That's probably the hardest thing I had to forge, just because it has a lot of complex parts that all have to work together. So.
Keith French says, I found the back heel of an anvil with an 1.5 inch hardy and a 3/8 inch pritchel, and not sure what to do because I don't have the rest of the anvil.
I'll weld it to a block of steel and use it from there. I don't know, cobble it together. Interesting doorstop or conversation piece. You pick. All right, let's go ahead and turn this into a vine, shall we?
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bend this thing right on around using my horn. Help push some of this material around. I'm going to do a very similar thing to what we did on the other one. Just by wrapping the vine all about. Get that hot again. Let me pull this other one over here. Can they see that okay?
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to do something similar like that, but on the top. So instead of it being like this, it'll be vertical up here.
Titus Blacksmith Forge says, cheap metal is like Santa Claus.
Yeah. Only comes once a year. And at night, most likely when you're sleeping.
Steve Nolan says, I won a leaf blink, made a spoon rest for the barbecue grill. Love it. Thank you.
Awesome. Send me some pics. Want to see that spoon rest, the barbecue grill. If you haven't already sent them already. What else?
Let's see, I was trying to see, I don't know how long this was ago, so I don't know if this will answer if you'll be able to answer it. Insanity Forge says, are you using the edge of the hammer or the flat? It was a couple minutes ago, so.
Probably when I was tapering. I am using the flat of the hammer on the horn of the anvil.
FCF Ranger says, your hammer looks awesome.
Thank you. I can show you a better one that I'm making for one of my last custom hammers. All right, let's go to the anvil.
Okay.
I'm going to use a pair of scrolling tongs. Help coax this over. Don't have scrolling tongs, you don't need them. I'm just using them because I got them. All right, pull a nice tight curl on the end there. Go over that way more. Again, do whatever you like up here. It's a vine. Get that hot again.
Bulots says, one question, why do you have a Germany anvil?
Why do I have a German anvil? Because I love the style. It was a dream anvil of mine. Are we at the main cam?
Yes.
It was a dream anvil of mine for a great many years, and finally we found one, and Jessica said, "You want it?" And I said, "I do," and she said, "Go get it." And so I did. Oh, I love the design of this particular anvil because of the square horn. Gives me a lot of reach situations where I can get way back here at the tail and I can get between shoulders. I use a lot of shoulders and offset corners and things like that in my work, and so that's very handy. It's a very handy thing to have, and I don't have to have some extra big anvil or something like that to do that. So, yep, that's why. I like it, that's why. Let's go to the anvil.
Okay.
Okay. Turn it away that everybody can see. I'm going to do a really extreme bend back down this way. Then I'm going to curl it that way. There we go. Keep that brush down just to see where I need to tap it, tippity tap it, hit it. Very neat. I like that. That puts it all back in line. Just like so. Can they see that all right?
Uh-huh.
What do you think, hon?
Yeah, looks cool. Very viney looking.
Pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Looks nice for what it is. Right on. So we got that in ready. Got that in ready. Now I need to make some mount holes. I'm going to do that with a ball punch, where we're going to end up anchoring it to the wall. I'll get that heated up.
Jeffrey, we have not yet posted the video of making the hammer with the fly press yet.
Nope, it's a coming. So that brings up a point I'd like to point out right now. If you want to see more videos from me, it is imperative that you all watch the videos. Watch the videos. Try to watch them all the way through. I know it's a struggle on an 8-minute video to contain your attention span to just one video for 8 minutes. But you wouldn't believe how big of a difference, a world of difference, that makes for a channel. It makes a huge difference. My last 3 videos that I have put out have all been absolutely abysmal performers as far as views go. And the reason why is because YouTube will take the people who normally watch your content or will click on your video right away, and they'll serve that content to them first. And then they'll go for a period of time and say, hey, okay, that was popular with that group of people. Now we're going to push the videos to people who watch or click on click on his notification kind of part of the time, right? Maybe half or 3/4 of the time. And then they see how it goes there. And then if it does well there, then they say, hey, we're going to push it out even further because this must be a popular video. People like watching this content. And they send it out to more folks. If it doesn't get the traction, you'll never see the video. I guarantee you. YouTube will bury it so far down in your subscription feed, you won't even know that I've posted. Guaranteed. I've had a couple people who said, wow, I've got a lot to catch up on. I haven't seen a video from you in months. And I post 3 videos a week. Thanks, YouTube. Right? Thanks, YouTube, right? But that's because most likely that person, when they see my video, they go, I can watch that later, and they swipe on. And YouTube takes the hint, and they say, well, we're not going to serve his content out there to anybody. And that's how YouTube works. It's a mean, mean mistress. So you can have a really great content or really great thing, and I try to pack as much value into the videos as I can, as much teaching and tutorials as I can. But I can't do it without the viewership from you all. So show YouTube that you actually like this type of content and not sensationalized content and clickbait content. Use your eyeballs. show YouTube what you actually like. Because there's a bit of a clickbait paradox there. We all say, oh, I hate clickbait. Yet you click on the video that has clickbait in it. And YouTube serves you more videos that have clickbait in them. It's a revolving door effect. So it's like saying, honestly, honey, I don't like watching girls in bikinis, but your whole feed is filled with girls in bikinis. YouTube knows you better. You can't lie to YouTube. So they're going to get you. They're going to get you at some point. Sometimes it's not even your fault. You just have to be a red-blooded American male in that instance. But again, they'll show you. If you like watching fluffy, watch how this puppy dog fell off a bridge. You're going to get nothing but that type of content if that's what you keep clicking on. No matter how much you tell the creators, like, I wish you'd do more tutorials. And then when the tutorial comes up, you're like, yeah, I ain't got time for that. Swipe. And you go on to the next thing. You've sent that tutorial down to Davy Jones' locker, never to be seen or heard from again. So.
Cars Thompson, your hammer is our clickbait, Roy.
What?
The hammer is the clickbait. Okay, the rounding hammer is on the thumbnail for one of the live streams. I think that's it. Or the channel banner.
Which
might have
rounding
to change
hammer?
That. The Thor one with the chased emblem on the side of it.
Yeah, there you go. That's my clickbait. I'm not a buxom blonde with blue eyes and, you know, a friendly smile.
You have blue eyes and you're blonde. So.
Oh, that's the best clickbait I can get, darn it. Oh. I've been fighting. I've been struggling because YouTube is prioritizing clickbait right now, and nothing drives my soul up the wall more right now and irritated with YouTube than them prioritizing clickbait, because it's going to backfire. It ultimately does. It just backfires eventually. So it takes educational channels that if you're trying to research something, like let's say if you're trying to research how to change, I don't know, a fuel filter on your car. Well, now in order for an actual educated person that knows how to change the fuel filter on your car to give you a tutorial on that, they have to be like, fix these 12 problems now, in order to get seen by your eyeballs and how to do a tutorial. An appropriate tutorial on how to change the fuel filter on your car. So it backfires eventually. What's up?
Oh, Wayne Hines says, as we watch Roy seductively lay on the floor.
Oh, you got that right, Wayne. That's right. I do what I can when I can.
The Baca Maker says, Veritasium just did a video on this very topic.
Yep, and I've seen it, and it was great. Well done video. If anybody wants to see what you're up against as a YouTuber, go watch Veritasium's video on it, because it's why you see all these big YouTubers do their big stupid faces, right, on their videos, because they have to. They feel just as stupid as they look. They do. But if they're going to hope to have their video seen and be able to pay their staff this month, they got to do it. All right, anvil, please.
Yes.
All right. Try to find what feels about square for me. Down we go. Provide a nice depression. And I'm going to go down just a bit from that, and we'll give it another depression. We're going to stop there. I'm going to get it hot again. We're going to do that again. Oh.
Very good.
Yeah, what? Good.
Oh.
Were you going to say something?
I was going to change topic, but if you still got
Oh, you're
something
going
to
to
say,
change
I'll let you
topic. Oh, well,
continue.
no, I was going to give some context while that came up. So this isn't just me trying to say, hey, you need to watch all my videos or else or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I recently had a person chastise me in one of the comment sections that I don't put out tutorial content anymore, or that they are unsubscribing because I'm not putting out the content that they want to see. And they literally said, I haven't made a tutorial in a year. Oh, I'm sorry, what was I doing? 3 videos a week? I've put out loads of tutorials in that year. And that kind of grinds my gears, but I can't necessarily be mad at that person just because maybe they haven't actually seen a tutorial from me in a year. But they probably did it to themselves at the same time. If they saw something and they swiped away and they said, I don't care, and then YouTube tried to offer it again, and they were like, I ain't got time, and then they offered it again, and they're like, who is this guy? I'm turning off my notifications. YouTube stops sending any information to you about my videos. They say, well, if he wants to watch his videos, he'll look them up. And that's how YouTube will do it, because YouTube is self-serving interest is to make money from your viewership, to keep you on platform as long as possible, so they can serve as many ads to you as possible. And so if your cup of tea is fluffy kitten videos, they're going to serve you as many marketably viable fluffy kitten videos as they can. And so just recently, and again, that kind of brought it on because it's kind of like, it's one of those catch-22 things. I can't make people watch the content, and if you haven't seen a video or heard from me in a long while, I'm still posting videos 3 times a week and have been for well over a year. So, you gotta spend some time in the YouTube, on the YouTube channel watching some things if you want to get up to date on the most recent videos. If not, don't message me and let me know why you're writing some big long diatribe of why you're leaving the channel, because you don't watch the content anymore. So just go on to something that makes you happier. Not much I can do. That's a rant, huh?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure I'm getting all sorts of interesting comments, and I'm sure there's people unsubscribing right now as we speak, but that's okay.
It was Sean's like, you could try the bikini. You'd either get all the views or none of the views after that.
It's 50-50 at this point. We go there, Anvil.
All right.
You can change the topic and we can do whatever there.
Okay. I want to acknowledge 2 super chats. Timothy O'Clair sent a $20 super chat who said, God bless and keep swinging.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I will keep swinging.
And also a $20 super chat from Rob Huff, who said, 35 days till quad state. Woohoo!
Woo! Looking forward to it.
For anybody who is looking for some anvils, they won't necessarily be cheap anvils, but there's a lot of anvils for sale at Quad State. It's held in Troy, Ohio every year at the fairgrounds, and there is massive amount of tailgate sales.
Yep.
It's worth the drive if you're within a day or 2 drive of Troy, Ohio.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my touch mark up here real quick.
Okay.
If I can. Yep. Here we go. Come on, baby. Good. All right. Drop the block. Why not? Brush that down. Just give it a little bit of a shine. there we have it. Look good?
Yes, it does.
So that'll be the top finial. Now this will get arched, but we're going to do that after we get our main bar arced for this pot rack. All right, so I can set this aside. Got my touch mark in it. Ready to go. What we got, Jess?
David Reednor says Quad State. Yeah, Quad State is what? It's about a 3-day event. Tailgate people who do tailgate sales set up a day early, but it's supposed to be Friday through Sunday. They have demos.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yep.
They have a gallery. They give out prizes for that. They have forging competitions. It's every year. It's over 1,000 blacksmiths show up for it, and you can camp on site. You know, it's a really good way of getting to hang out with people and get to know them real well. Yep.
It is a great annual gathering put on by SOFA, Southern Ohio Forge and Anvil. So, they put on a great event. They didn't do it last year because of the vid going around. Let's hope they can still put it on this year.
Yes, yeah, they have it scheduled for
right now. It's scheduled
September
and planned,
24th.
so let's hope.
Yeah. Sean Anderson, thank you for the $10 super chat. He says, thanks for all you're willing to share.
Thank you, Sean. Greatly appreciate it, brother. I love sharing, if I can.
Yeah, David, they have Quad State every year the same time and the same place. So 4th weekend in September.
All right. Excuse me. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm heating up the center of the pot rack. And then I'm going to do this thing called painting the heat. So I'm going to actually work at painting the heat to both sides of the central hottest portion. And that way I can get a very long heat in a shorter fire pot. So I've also raked up a bunch of coke along the sides, more of like a doobie shape. So I've raked it up elongated on both sides, and I'm spreading that fire out so it's going this way, right? I'm trying to trap it from spreading out this way by packing it ever so lightly, but then loosening my coal or coke lengthways, so this way I can make a much longer fire pot than what I actually mechanically have. And then I will start painting the heat. So once I get up to like an orange color in the center of the bar, I will pull back. You'll see me heat that way for a little bit. Then I'll kind of go back to center. Then I'll go over center. Then I'll pull back to center. Then again, all the way over center again. And just keep heating the bar like that until I get that painted heat nice and even across. It does not have to be super hot to bend. In fact, it's best if it's more of like a cherry red, if not a very dull orange heat, is really all you need on this. If you've got a really hot yellow or white spot on it, it's going to want to do all the bending or arcing right there. And that's not really what we want for what we're doing here. Questions, Jess? Comments? Time, actually.
It is 6:36.
6:36. All right, we're doing good.
And if you don't mind, we don't have the stickers to show off, but I might just randomly pick a few names real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and pick some names for some stickers.
All right.
For the Year of the Swage block stickers.
Yes. Yep. Let's see. The first sticker is going to go to David Reednor. Hopefully I'm close to pronouncing your name correctly. Let's see, we'll give another sticker to High Desert Forge and Ironworks.
Hey, hey, congratulations.
And another one to See, this is why it's important to comment regularly. There was no warning on this one.
Yeah.
I'm just picking from various comments.
Cool. I'll be back in just a second, Jess.
Okay, go ahead. And the third one, waiting for it to stop moving. Ooh, oh wow, it started jumping more. David Walker, me please. So while Roy steps out for a second, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys our upcoming events. One I didn't put on this list because I ran out of space here. If anybody's in Michigan, local to the Harrisville area, we're gonna be at the Harmony Weekend Festival here in 2 weekends. So if you're in the area, feel free to stop by and say hi. That is on our upcoming events page at our website if you need to see the dates and more specifics about that. And then, you know, the first one you see on this list here, obviously is Quad State, which is just a little over, what Rob said, 35 days away. And that's in Ohio. And then Roy has 2 classes going on this year as well. He has the Garden Bench class. That will be October 22nd to 24th. That one's going to be a full 3 days. It'll be a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to give everybody plenty of time to forge their bench. And then last class of the year will be Christmas Gifts from the Forge, November 27th through 28th. That one's going to have a focus on luminaries, things with candles and lighted and stuff like that. And there may be some additional projects, Christmas-related projects, as time allows. Roy has returned.
I have a what?
I said Roy has returned.
The Roy has returned. Did you miss the Roy?
They missed the Roy.
Did you all miss the Roy?
Yeah, so this has been a fairly busy time for us between the apples coming on, and Roy's been working on that hammer, trying to get it finished before Quad State. For those of you who are not on Instagram, if you get the chance, go check us out at Christ Centered Ironworks. Roy's been posting regular photos of the hammer he's been making, a very sculpted hammer. That was the theme of last live stream.
Yes, very sculpted indeed.
Yes, it's coming.
Should I show it off?
It's very stunning.
Should I show it off?
Yeah, sure.
Over here. Pull it out. So go camera number 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You see that all right?
Yeah.
Should I bring it a lot closer and refocus it? I should probably bring it a lot closer and refocus it, huh?
That'd be nice, yeah.
All right. I'll bring it up here so you guys can see it okay. More light here. That's in focus, ain't it? Can they see that all right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the side design, the top, the other side. And where we're going with all this, I know a lot of people think that like, hey, that's all, oh, hey, yeah, that's kind of cool, you know, because a lot of people think this is just it, this is the finish. It's not. Where we're going with all of this is sculpting it like the bottom leaf you see here. And to give you a depth reference, this is a 16th deep. So I've removed a 16th inch of material down to get down enough depth to do this high relief boss engraving, what they call bas relief engraving. And it's where you're doing a lot of planishing, you're doing a lot of sculpting of the actual individual elements. There we go, that's a bit better, ain't it? Does that look pretty focused?
It does, yeah.
You see that good?
Good. Mm-hmm.
So I just started on this one, but this is where all these scrolls are going to go. So from that to that, sculpted. And that's going to be all the way around this hammer.
C. Smothers Forge says nice engraving.
Thank
Gary
you.
Buchamp says A+ job. Philip Urban says that's beautiful.
So if you get a chance, and if you are at Quad State, vote Roy.
It'll be in the gallery.
It will be in the gallery, and you get to vote Best of Show and People's Choice, I think it is. Well, you get to vote who you like in each category, and then you get to vote on People's Choice. You get a special ticket for People's Choice. And so if you really like the hammer, vote Roy. Vote for the hammer.
It'd be great if we had buttons, you know. Vote Roy.
Vote Roy. I
like
voted for
hammer.
Roy.
Picture of the hammer.
Then everybody would know it's rigged, huh?
They would.
They're like,
Be
wait
"He
a
cheated."
second. He can't use 76,000 subscribers to vote here. Oh. I guess it's lucky for them that you have to vote in person, huh? Sofa would lose their mind if even half of the subscribership, not even that, even if a tenth of the subscribership that subscribes to this channel were to show up at the fairgrounds, the board would lose their mind on that one. Oh. More people than I think's ever been at that fairgrounds at any point in time, probably. Which is kind of crazy to think about, really.
Stamper Knife says, Roy for president.
Oh, no. You don't want that now.
There's not enough political correctness going on and all that.
No. No. And although I seem like a nice, patient guy, I'm not that patient. So I'm not that nice. It'd be bad.
They would freak out, Debaka Maker.
Say what?
Debaka Maker says they'd freak out if that many people showed up. I mean,
Yeah.
the fairgrounds is large. Like, there really is enough room that, like, way more people could show up, but they only
But
use,
not
like,
that large.
They
Not,
use, like, maybe a fifth of the, yeah, a fifth or a sixth of the actual fairground
well, just
space.
for instance, 10% is 7,600 people. The most
Yeah.
they've ever had there was 1,400 Smiths,
Yeah.
and that was crowded. So, yeah, no, they wouldn't have a.
They would need more than the hog barn and the couple other.
They'd probably tell me
barn
I could never
spaces.
come back. That's what it'd be. They'd be like, you
you
may
out.
never come back. If I ever got that famous, like Alex Steele level famous, that's probably why he can't come to things and announce that he's going to places like Quad State if he was ever going to go. He just couldn't ever announce that he was or wasn't, because if he did, he'd have untold amounts of people probably flood that area. So. Which is kind of funny because at the end of the day, we're just people like anybody else. We're not nothing special.
Speargrass says all blacksmiths are relatively antisocial, so Roy for American president would be interesting.
Got a big clinker there, I need to get out of here.
Brittinghammer Forge says I used to work across the, whoa, that's right. I used to work across the tracks from Sofa and I never went. Kind of regret it though. They have,
Yep,
yeah,
it's
they
a
have
good place to
good
go.
stuff going on.
Good group of guys there. I was wondering why that wasn't coming up to heat fast enough for my liking.
Yeah, the mega clinker.
And that's why. There's a big clinker in there.
Oh, David Walker, thank you for the $5 super chat.
Thank you, David. All right, we gotta wait for that to come up to heat. So, what time we running at, Jess?
We are at 6:46.
All right, so let's give away a hammer, shall we?
Yes, let's
While we wait for that to come up to heat. I'd like to get this bent in tonight's stream. That way everybody can see kind of where we're going. And that way we're ready for assembly work next stream. So, all right. So, camera number 2. We're gonna give away this nice 1 3/4 pound. Whoa, what are you doing, Roy? What are we doing? Focus.
There we go.
Is that about right?
Yeah.
Focus?
Yep.
Good. Okay, so we're going to be giving away this 3/4 pound cross peen hammer. Again, we ended up purchasing this over at Ken's Custom Iron to be able to give this away. So we look forward to somebody getting this It's got a fairly short handle on it, about 12 to 14 inches or so there. Yeah, somebody's going to get a lot of use out of this. Oh yeah, and all my dirty fingerprints to muck it all up for you. So there you go.
There you go.
You get a little bit of Roy in every piece that comes out of my shop. So again, I didn't make this hammer. It's whoever he has that makes his hammers over there at Ken's Custom Iron had made it. But looks like a really sweet hammer. It's really professionally done. So someone's going to get tons of use out of this thing, I know. So I want to go ahead and ring the anvil. Why not? Let's use the hammer to ring the anvil, shall we?
Sure.
Okay.
It's ceremonial now.
You got to comment something with hammer in the title in order to be eligible to win. That's it. Again, we ship this anywhere in the world. Ready?
Right. Yep. Ready.
Set. Main cam. And go. Who do we have?
We have, I'm waiting for it to stop. And we have High Desert Forge and Ironworks Hammer Time. Oh, which happens to be Corey Shire. He wants some stickers too.
Hey, Corey Shire, congratulations. Congratulations. You won the hammer, Corey? Or High Desert Forge and
yeah,
whatever.
Ironworks. He changed his name.
Congratulations, you won the hammer there, brother. All you gotta do is get with us to the contact link and we'll get this shipped right out to you. Congratulations.
So many hammer comments. You guys are funny.
What's up?
Said so many. I like it when they do the little jokes. It makes it fun to read.
Yeah. All right. So congratulations on that. Let's see here. What else should we do, Jess?
Well, we currently have 119 viewers. We have 89 likes, so definitely hit the thumbs up.
Yep.
For sure. For sure. Hammer spam. Yep. Let's see here. We're 10 minutes from 7. So we'll go ahead and give the update on that.
We're how much?
10 minutes from 7.
10 minutes from 7. All right. Well, let's throw everybody through a loop, shall we? Let's go ahead and give away the Swage block, right?
Yeah.
Will you go to that slide, Jessica?
I will go to the slide.
Alrighty, so this makes Swage block number 8, is it? Woohoo! So this is going to be Swage block number 8 that we're giving away. Again, huge thanks to Greg and
Hobie.
Right? Over at Holland Anvil for helping us this year with being able to provide this year being the year of the Swage block. Really couldn't do it without you, so thank you so very much. If you're in the market for Swage blocks or anvils or really good American-made tools, definitely go check them out. The Swage block is open to anybody in the continuous United States or anybody in the United States, I think it is, in Puerto Rico. Jessica should have all the information locked up in the description down below.
Correct.
But same thing like we done before. We're just going to rattle the hammer on the anvil. And when I'm done, you okay?
Did we lose you? Okay, the screen went black for a second. There we go. You're still there.
When I'm done rattling the hammer on the anvil, we are going to pick one name at random to give away the 8th Year of the Anvil Swage block brought to you by Holland Anvil. So, super exciting stuff, isn't it?
It is.
All right. So, all you have to do is have Swage block somewhere in that title as we go down the road there.
That's correct. For everyone who's been waiting patiently.
Yes, for everyone who's been waiting so patiently. All right, we ready?
We are.
And let's go.
It's a long one.
Who do we have? Who do we?
like he didn't stop
Who
yet.
do we have now?
We have a flock hammer with Swage block, please.
Block hammer?
Flock.
Flock
Flock
hammer.
hammer, yes.
Flock hammer, congratulations. You are the winner this month of the Holland Anvil Swage block. Get with us, contact email in the description down below, and we will get it in touch with you and get that shipped out soon. So thank you so much. Thank you to all the supporters, all the stream supporters who make that possible. Allow us to be able to purchase those Swage blocks and at a reduced cost, and allows us to purchase stuff like the tong blanks and helps us with the shipping. Oh my God, that helps with the shipping, doesn't it?
It does,
So,
yeah.
thank you all. Thank you very much. And glad we could take and give those away.
For anybody who hasn't seen the Holland Anvil Swage blocks yet, I think they're still priced around $200, and that's how you get them, just as you've seen it in the little video there.
And that is one hell of a deal. One hell of a deal.
Sure is.
All right. Let's go ahead and start bending this. Go to the anvil cam, Jess.
All right.
I'm trying to keep it bending in line. Literally in line with where would be considered square. It's going to twist on you because it's not going to want to bend exactly right on you. And that's okay, it can do that. You just want to try to get it as square as possible. That way you have to do as little adjusting as possible once you get it kind of fandangled around. The nice thing about this being a round bar is if it twists, you just twist it back and you won't ever see anything. As long as there's not a bunch of hammer blows on here, you'll never know it was twisted in the first place. So there we go. We got the first part of our nice smooth arc there. This is cold, but it's hot. If you got a good pair of tongs, you can actually force it a little bit more. You force a little bit more out of it than what you might think you'd be able to get. So we got that end. So we're going to get this more hot, more gooder, better. And then we're going to go ahead and get that bent around too. Again, this is done at a low heat, and it's done at a low heat for a reason. We don't want to have hot spots that become kinks that we then have to iron out and fidget with back and forth. We want it to get hot enough that the material loses its tensile strength just enough that we can bend it. Little secret trick for bending large arcs or hoops or things of that nature: don't get it super hot. Get it just hot enough that it's pliable enough that you can bend it without damaging the grain structure of the steel, and you know, still soft enough that you can actually bend it and not damaging your tools or things like that.
Heath French says, I finally got my slot tong blank. I won last month and should hopefully get to forge them today.
Sweet!
I believe.
Glad it finally got to you.
Yeah, I was watching it for the longest. It's like, all right, doesn't have an update in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt when the post takes forever.
Well, especially internationally, things are slow. But. 410 Forge Blacksmith, thank you for the $20 super chat. He says, my shipping I promised. I know it's not expected, but I'm grateful. Thank you both.
Man, that is super generous of you. Thank you so much.
Tinker at Forge says, is next year the year of the clinker?
It'd be a heck of a lot cheaper on my pocketbook.
But what would you use it for is the
The
question.
year of the clinkers. The year of the 5-pound bag of coal. That's a cheap
funny.
year.
Yep.
We could do
You
that.
could forge an S-hook with it.
All right, let's go to the anvil.
All right.
So I'm trying to watch the arc develop. And with anything I do, I like to go a little past what I need. That's looking pretty good. And then always flatten it back out. You can always flatten it back out. Sometimes it's a little harder to get it put back into where you need it to be if you have to shorten it up. So it's always nice to go a little extra on your bends. So now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take that a little extra. Like I said, it was going to be a small pot rack. You see that arch okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I got that kind of there, so I'm going to work this other end. Grabbing that right there. I'm going to feed that into the fire now. Where I need the most of the arc to occur is going to be in the hottest portion of the fire. We go to the main cam.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What else we got, Jess?
FCF Ranger says, my anvil is small and has a hardy hole that I cannot find anything that fits. I think you might have said it was a 1/2-inch hardy hole earlier. What do I do? And I don't want to mess with the temper.
Make yourself tools that fit your hardy. Simple as that. If you've got heirloom tools, you know, something that was forged many decades ago, and it's really nice, and it's got like the perfect hardy shank on it and all that type stuff, you may not want to grind those down to size or shape them to the size of your hardy hole there. But if you're making new tools, make some new tools for it that specifically fit that hardy, that hardy hole. It's kind of just the basics of what blacksmiths have had to do for generations. Just it's making tools to complete up, you know, to complete your setup. It's kind of par for the course. Because my anvil is an inch and like 1/16, so it's not a perfect inch square. The anvil back here, it's like 5/8 of an inch square. I've had other anvils in the past that I've had to adapt again, 1.5 inch square, some of them 1.25 inch, some of them 1 3/8, some of them kind of rectangular. They're not actually square. They're bigger in one direction, smaller in the next, right? So I've had multiple anvils over the years, and they've all had different hardy holes for them. So there is no just universal hardy hole. A lot of anvils will advertise, oh, this has got 1 inch hardy hole. But it may have, you may not be able to drive a tool down in there that has a 1 inch stem on it. It may be 1 inch across the top, but they didn't mill it all the way through or whatever, and actually make it a true 1 inch all the way through the piece. So you'll find that you'll have to always adapt and adjust your tools to just fit whatever your personal anvil is. And when you get a new anvil, guess what? You readapt those tools or make new for the new anvil.
Kurt Martin said he saw someone selling clinkers as dragon poop. Now that
Clinkers is dragon poop.
That is an entrepreneur right there. Don't even let your clinkers go to waste.
I like the way you think. All right. Go ahead and bend this.
Yep.
Sorry. Should probably give you more warning.
Nope, it's fine. "3 a.m. Forge says, I'm very happy. My 2021 haying season finished yesterday. I can finally go back to watching Roy's rants on a big screen in my ship instead of on my phone while I operate a tractor."
2021 what?
Haying season.
Haying season, right on. Get to watch in the cool and comfort of your own home, I hope.
Ship.
Ship.
Yeah, from a ship.
Okay. Righto, Captain.
Granddad's Forge says, Roy, thanks for all the indisputable knowledge.
Thank you for what?
Thanks for all the undisputable knowledge.
Undisputable knowledge. Yes. I see what you did there. All right, that's good enough for right now. I might always tweak it a little bit off stream. There's no need in getting... It's not perfect, but it's pretty dang good. So there's our arc of our frame. Cool. It's reasonably square where it's going to be mounted. Those will have to get bent out, but that will have to be for another time and for another stream. Woo-wee.
Speargrass also sells his clinkers to kids at fairs as dragon snot. Who knew?
Man,
I would not
you
have
all are a
thought.
bunch of hustlers, man.
That's right.
Hustlers and hucksters. I tell you. Anywho, oh.
Thank you, Flockhammer, for the $25 super chat. Says, still can't believe I won. Y'all are amazing, and here's a little to help with the shipping. Definitely beats the cost of a new one. Thank you again, and I can't wait to put it to work.
Thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. I'm glad it's going to somebody who is going to put it to work. That's awesome. So, where are we at? We are good, I think. Mm-hmm. We've given away the tongs, right? Giveaway stream. Mm-hmm. Well, let's see here. See how these parts look together. Just kind of taking a view of it here. Yeah, that's going to look nice, I think. Mm-hmm. It all goes together. So we'll have to do all the finish work. Put the whole thing together. Maybe in the next stream, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
Yep.
which, speaking of the next stream, that's
Yeah.
right. Good point to say
Caught
this.
my drift there, did you?
You did, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I caught where you're going with that. Our next
Go for
stream is going to be September 10th. We are only having one stream next month as we have several events going on, including Quad State. So September 10th is our next live stream. It's going to be our giveaway live stream. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be giving away the Swage block. So if you didn't win it this time, that's going to be your chance to win, win for next month.
That'll be
number 9.
Swage block number 9,
mm-hmm.
huh? So
that's right.
Yeah. I'm sure Jessica just mentioned it. I'm going to mention it again, just to be clear. Next month, we're only going to have one stream. In the month of September, it's on the 10th, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's going to be on the 10th. So, and it's going to be a giveaway stream. We're probably going to be working on this, forging at this during that stream. And so I hope you will attend and have a good time with us. But again, it's only one stream next month that we're going to be doing. And it'll be the giveaway stream and some more forging, obviously. Stuff like that. We'll have a lot of other great tools giveaway, some tongs, some sticker packs. While I'm thinking about sticker packs, I'm thinking about running a bit of a campaign. A bit of a sticker campaign, if you will. Still kind of deciding on it here. So, for those of you who don't know, blue is not exactly my favorite color. It's not my favorite color of things. In fact, I caught a lot of flack for it when I talked about the nasty blue color was unprofessional on the little Achayo anvil that I got there.
But if it was lime green, you know, you'd be okay with that.
Yeah, it was lime green, I'd probably be okay with it. So, what I'm thinking about doing is starting a little campaign that if you have a shop sticker that you would like to take and send me, I want to call it Cover the Blue. We're going to cover the blue, okay? And what I want to do is I actually want to completely cover the surface of all the blue paint that you see on my fly press with stickers from other people's shops. So I think that would be cool. I think it would kind of have a neat look in the background and like in the videos when I'm using it and stuff like that. When I do use it in videos, you'll see a bunch of stickers all over it. The only thing I ask, if you do want to take and send me a sticker for that project of covering the blue, that you send at least 2. And the reason for that being is if I decide it looks terrible at some point and I want to strip all the paint off and pinstripe or do something later on, I will still have a copy of one of your stickers that I can put on my toolbox. Well, my big tool cabinet in the other side of the shop. So I still want your sticker to live on, so to speak, and exist in my shop. So if that's something you want to do, you can get with us. Again, we're not hard to find. Our P.O. box is on our where?
It's down in the video description for live streams. Yeah, down in the video descriptions of every video and on live streams, there is our P.O. box down there that you can take and send them to. And do that and help me cover the blue. And then I might just do a video on it at some point in time. And I think it's a neat way. You know, if I can get enough stickers on there and make it look good, I don't have to paint the thing. That's what it sounds like to me. And
that makes me just so happy, just as fine. I've already started covering it with my own stickers, Chrysler Ironworks, and an anvil sticker, and you're the Swage block, and you're the anvil on the other side. But I can still see too much blue. So
you have to get a little paint marker afterwards and all the blank spaces.
Yeah, all the little blank places, I'll just paint black
else.
or something. Yeah. But anyways, I thought it would be kind of a cool project, a community-supported project. So if you've got a company or you've got a blacksmithing forge that you have stickers made up for and you want to send them our way, you'll be proudly posted up there and also on my sticker cabinet there on the other side of the shop. So what's going on?
Fat Man's Anvil says no blue stickers, Roy.
Yes, they can be a blue sticker if you want. Oh, as long as they have a logo on them. Oh, they might get partially covered by other stickers, not gonna lie. They might go on the bottom.
Nutty Iron says, I will be making some stickers just for you, Roy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Rob Hop, I'm contacting the folks at Blue now for all their stickers.
Oh, no. Oh. See, it's funny. No matter what you do in this life, you're probably bound to upset somebody. So, no offense to folks over at Big Blue. Blue's just not my color. Just not my color. Oh. I know, as I'm wearing kind of a blue shirt right now. It's the one I had on that I don't care about. Eventually, this will turn black and gray. It's like a dark, dark navy blue.
Yep.
But it's just not my color.
Dingy.
It's like it's one of those things that it's like a part of life, unfortunately. But oh. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's about it. We covered what we were going to do next live stream, right?
We did. The link is in the description.
So we're covered
for that
there.
Live stream also.
If you are coming to Quad State this year, there in the third weekend of September, the 24th through the 26th, right? If you are coming to that, I should hopefully have this really ornate French Baroque cross peen hammer done. So if you would, vote for me in the gallery. Why not? At least use one of your votes.
That's right.
Couldn't hurt.
No.
What do I win? Well, probably not a whole lot of anything, but I get the pride of saying that there's like 12 people who voted for me.
And a ribbon. Roy will get a ribbon.
I get a ribbon?
You'll get a ribbon if you win.
I might get a blue ribbon.
That'd be of a thing, wouldn't it?
You know, life is just full of those, aren't they? Like, what's that called? An oxymoron?
Yes, an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Or irony.
Or irony.
Yes.
Life is fraught full of irony, is it not? Also, before I go, I want to kind of just do some, like, real quick shouting out some videos that you guys will probably get to see us here very soon. I got some packages in the mail here recently. Set that right there. Let's see here. We don't have to go to camera 2. We can just take camera 1 right now. So I got some tools in from Blacksmith Supply. They went ahead and sent me over some more free tools to play around with and employ here in the blacksmith shop. Get rid of that. So set that down. Some pretty cool stuff that we're going to be using for the fly press, and also some stuff that I'll probably start giving away in the live streams. I should have gave some away in this live stream. They gave us some interesting texture dies. I also got a whole bunch of. We can go to camera number 2.
All right.
So I got some really nice stickers from them. I'm going to slap one of those bad boys on the fly press and over on my tool cabinet for sure. So got some nice stickers here. We'll probably be giving away along with their tongs they sent over. Also got a different kind of sticker and like a little button pin type deal. Kind of cool. Got that. The main thing is this right here. We've got an oval die, an oval texture die they sent over, kind of to take and mimic cross peen hammer marks in a way. So I'm looking forward to putting that on the fly press, creating that like a tool. Let me show you the one I made out of a ball tool. Made ball tools. You guys seen the, well, some people have seen the video where the fly press, I made this ball peen texture tool, or at least welded the bolt to it. This already came pre-made. I just cut the handle off on it. So we're going to do this one here next, make a texture tool out of that. And then also, they gave me a leaf veining texture tool. So I look forward to putting this thing, welding this thing up. Look at that, isn't that sick?
Yeah, that's gonna make some really nice leaf veins.
That's gonna make really nice leafing.
Really fast too, like that's the cool part about it.
Very, very fast. So I look forward to putting those into action and getting those welded up and doing some videos on it, showing you guys how they come out and what type of pattern they make. So I'll set those out of the way here. Back in the box. Along with stickers so my dirty hands don't dirty them all up. All right, next thing's next. I also had another awesome guy contribute to the channel here at Close Enough Machine. And he provided to me some pieces for the fly press as well, which is super awesome. So I'm going to look forward to using this. So he provided me some H13 tool steel stock. That's 5/8 inch round in diameter. I'm not getting paid anything. It's not a, there's no sponsorship here or nothing. He just sent these to me for free to be able to use.
Because he thinks you're a cool cat.
At my leisure, just because I'm a cool cat, right? So he gave me that 5/8 inch stock there. He also gave me this right here, a 1 inch to 5/8 inch tool holder. So I'll be making some, most likely, I'm going to be making some chasing tools, some hot chasing work tools that I can use with this smaller tool holder here. So that's going to be really, really slick. So thank you, Close Enough Machine, for sending that over. And that little washer there so it doesn't jam up into the shoulder. It disperses the weight more. And then he also gave me, he machined this up. I should say gave. It's not like he went out and bought this from anywhere. He actually machined this. Close Enough Machine. This is an extension, a really big extension.
Yeah, that is.
So I gave him some custom dimensions on the fly press, and now I should be able to use the fly press with any short tooling that I want. Especially when I get into making stuff for this where I only want them to be so long, right? Because I want to be chasing material. I don't want to have something sticking out that far. This thing's like 8 inches long. So that is one honking piece of steel that he machined up there to fit in the fly press. So there's going to be some videos around that as well. So I just wanted to say thank you to both Blacksmith Supply and Close Enough Machine for sending those out to me and gifting that to the channel so I can make some more great content around them. Very awesome. Very, very awesome. Whew. So thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you everyone for being here. You can expect there's going to be a bit of a lag in videos. I'm probably going to take like a week or two off of posting videos. I have like 2 or 3 in the tank still that I could post, but apple cider season is upon us, so we're going to be probably working at that for a little bit and also preparing for, I got to finish up this really ornate hammer. So I'm really trucking along at that, trying to have that ready for quad state. So there'll be a little bit of a lag in videos, but when we get back, that's kind of what you can be expecting. There'll be some more fly press tooling videos, and there's some fly press videos around forging a complete hammer underneath the fly press, and then there'll be tutorial videos that'll be coming out on a whole host of other cool stuff that I hope you guys will enjoy watching. So that's it. I said so 400 times. I should shut up now, huh? And go away. Huh?
You're fine.
What do we got?
Joshua says, thanks for the great time.
Very welcome,
City
Joshua.
Girl, Country Heart. Some pretty cool things, Roy.
Very cool indeed.
Charming Hollow says, I want to be a cool cat when I grow up.
Charming Hollow. Hans, you're already a cool cat, man. Already a cool cat.
Paul Fontanini says thank you for your hard work entertaining us.
Very welcome, Paul Fontanini. I love being entertaining.
John Hutchinson says fly press would be a great tool to have.
It would. It is. I forget sometimes that I have one, and I can say that. Like, it is. It is a great tool.
Debaka Maker, this was an excellent giveaway stream.
Awesome. Glad you all enjoyed it. Glad you all enjoyed it.
He says the spam was not so overwhelming. I think we had about 120 people max, somewhere around
120? Well, that's still good. Still good. Well, thank you all for taking your precious time this summer, during this hot summer day and everything, to come say hello and watch the stream, watch me sweat, stuff like that. You know, again, this channel is not a channel. It means nothing without viewership, without your support, with your eyeballs and your thumbs ups and your comments and all that stuff. It means a lot to us. Again, you just don't have a YouTube channel, and we could never be able to do what we do here on this channel without your viewership and your support that way. So again, huge thanks out to everybody who chose to spend some time with us this evening and participate in the giveaway stream. Some more great stuff will be coming very, very soon, huh, hon?
That's right, it will.
Yep. So, all right. Well, God bless each and every last one of you. I hope you have a wonderful, great week until we see you next time. And take care now.